thousand needs a pay 30,000. Why would we amend the policy which will provide to each student a given amount of money upon loss of revenue? Student funds program. Then, similar to your question, sir, and tips for.
Thank you very much, but you have one more piece answer the question. Would you take us through the rightful procedures because of just of the policy, and we know that when we are dealing with a policy, we can't go, we cannot rally behind it or in front of it, but we have to work within the policy. So you take us through the rightful procedures of how we implement the power by change about
Power by change. I will start by groundwork. Each of us is a stakeholder once again. We cannot sideline any student. Your feedback is going to feed us better. Your feedback, we shall come back on ground and inquire from it for us. Inquiry is what gives us what is the victim, our students. Why should we know what is the victim? Us. We shall move and discuss and feel for the inquire from our dear ministers and the representative councillors who you will have selected to work with us. Upon seeking a decision, of course, we have to include the administration because this kind of does not come. I guess the like that just start and the Lord. The administration has to be convinced and fully with consistency, which we promise we shall be consistent, provided it concerns our dear students.
I will bring the first part of the microphone to Mr. Timothy once more. Mr. Timothy, in your manifesto, and I want to believe that this is your manifesto. You talk about the 9 recommended points, which are not theories, not wishes, but action points. Could you please lay them to the audience? The 9 action points, the 9 recommended points, recommended points.
Yes, thank you so much, the judge. First of all, I would love first begin with explain what committee really means and why I decided to use the 9 committee points. Committee overnight is a ghetto slogan. It's a ghetto slogan that means solid or strong. So when I say 9 committed points, I simply mean 9 strong points of emphasis.
Okay, I wish to simply list the 9 committed points. Number 1.
Thank you, sir.
Number 1.
Sir, I would love at least if you give me space so that I can take my time.
Okay.
Thanks. So, back at the committee, I told you that it is a ghetto slogan that means strong authority. You get me? So, within my case of leadership, I have the 9 committed points of emphasis that I will first work with. You get it? Number 1, depending on the needs, just like I said, education today lies on information, and information lies on internet. So, why should accessing Wi-Fi be like chasing a rare animal in the forest? Here, the first point is accessible, reliable Wi-Fi across campuses and hostels, including the entire hostel.
Honorable, sometimes kindly stick to the question. Simply list the committed points and do on the next week.
Thank you so much. Number 1 is reliable Wi-Fi across the campuses and
hostels including Java. Number two, it is reducing pollution in hostels and improving the living conditions within the hostels.
All right.
Number three,
We can stop at that. Attempted to build more hostels or experiments or at less numbers. What's the plan with that?
yes, thank you so much. The either way and one.
Which way?
The either way and one. This is the way. So when it means, then we need, because as leaders, we love it. We love the students, but lobbying it needs emphasis on the point.
All right.
Meaning you can lobby for construction of new blocks. If they fail, we can ensure we advise the institution to admit the only budgeted number of students, not bringing a lot of number of students, actually a high number of students, and if they don't have where to accommodate, actually, they don't have a place of sleep. This is the point. You get it? So that's why I say either way can work.
Or another point, second report, we can now pass on to Mr. Mohan, the close back again.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Mr. Mohan, the manifesto and section 6, I will call it that, talk about transparency and accountability. What are the key performance indicators within the transparency and accountability that you promise the students for?
Thank you very much. Transparency and accountability. This, let me highlight, does not need to do with our children. It needs to do with our very feet. We are a human body. Only that we shall meet the transparency, even with some administrative procedures. Thank you. Transparency and accountability. Each of us, they can say, the guild body, you are the largest supporters of the guild body. These people seated right here, actually, to make one point clear, I seem to differ from the others. I don't want people to lead and lead. I'm not here to lead, I'm not here to govern, I'm not here to, I am here to serve, call myself. So, transparency. You must be in the know of what takes place. Why should the people begin? Accountability. One of these ministries we shall have selected, God given regulated by God luck, if you forget that you have support, why don't these ministries come in? Well, we shall account for each one, so you understand we need to support sports, we need to support religious organizations, spiritual groups. All this shall be in full account and documentation.
You're not a ruler, you're not a leader, you are.
Not the government.
You're not even a governor, you are. A ruler.
A ruler, it depends on someone's perception of the point, but a ruler more closely relates to the leader.
Okay, maybe I'll make it a bit more aligned to understanding. What makes you different from the other categories that you choose to differ from?
What makes me different?
Yes.
I'm really ready to give you all the stakes to have the best of this school. And students are concerned.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Mandy. And the colleagues, we're done with the first set of field president, and we shall proceed to field speakers. And after that, we shall cross over to you such that you interact with the candidates on your own, and then the interaction shall give us a way forward. We shall start with the guest speaker. Not speaker, we shall start with the honorary. Can you pass it on to the honorary and the panel? Madam Cherop, in fact, we shall ask the same question for the group. What is your mandate as the guest speaker? We get in 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. My mandate as a student speaker, I am supposed to expect that every student's voice is heard in this college.
Okay. Can you pass it on to the other guild speaker? What is your mandate, sir, as guild speaker?
Yes, thank you for that question. My mandates given to me, Article 9, subsection 9b of the Constitution. That is one, to chair the Guild Council and the General Assembly. Two is to act on behalf of the DRC. Three is to defend the Constitution. Four is to chair any impeachment process. Five, I'm an ex-official to the Guild Executive Council. Six, voted about defending the Constitution. Yes. Seven, oh, six. Okay. Six, six is to the health of using itself, but six is to also ensure that all GLCs are performing their duties and all ministers are performing their duties. Seven is to inform the Electoral Commission in case of any vacant posts available. Thank you.
Thank you. Which votes? Are they 7 or 8? 7. Whatever the number. Which of those gives you the mandate to, because I have to look at the manifesto, and among the list of your to do is academics, sports for curricular welfare, leadership and demonstration, religion and culture. Which of those gives you the mandate to avail Wi-Fi to all students in all blocks of residential classes as you speak?
Oh, in one of the proceedings carried out first semester, we discussed the budget, and that budget is discussed in the Guild Representative Council, which is chaired by the Guild Speaker. Therefore, as a Guild Speaker, I am entitled to make sure that in that budget, Wi-Fi students is included because they pay for it. That's it.
All right. Thank you. We can pass it on to Madam Chiro. Madam Chiro, say your mandate is to make sure that student voices are heard by whom?
Applied by the administration and the leadership and the general leadership of the school. Because I know the other greater leadership can be the board of governors and maybe the administrators.
Okay. What platform as Guild Speaker do you have to present those voices of the students?
The platform I have as a Guild Speaker is mainly the Guild Cabinet, during the Guild Cabinet meetings. During the Guild Cabinet meetings, a Guild Speaker is expected to listen from all the Guild representative councils, and he or she is able to come up, or they are able to agree at the end of the day and come up with one idea.
Thank you very much. Pass the mic back to the Matthew. Matthew, under your manifesto, I talked about making the vital amendment in the Constitution, which is very good for the goodness of the students in the college. Yes. So Matthew, would you help us identify the section that talks about the amendment and the rightful procedures taken to amend the Constitution?
Beg your pardon?
Would you help us and take us through the rightful procedures taken to amend the Constitution? And if you can, would you highlight the section that talks about amendment of the Constitution? Thank you.
Okay. So, the process, first of all, the Speaker informs the new representative councillor about a meeting 2 weeks before the meeting is there. Then the duly councillors approach the secretary of the council and present the issues or their amendments that they would like to put across. Then those amendments are placed on the Hansard. That is the document before the order of that meeting. When the meeting is called, which is chaired by the guild speaker, the motion is raised and the members of the guild also are involved, are engaged into a debate. In case the speaker feels that it is difficult to draw, we go into a vote. Be that we raise hands or by ballot any form. And then that motion, if the majority takes, and that amendment is passed. When it is passed, it is presented to the administration, who signs it, and then at the end, in what we call the governing council, it is presented, and that's when it becomes a full law. And thank you.
Thank you very much for that teaching. Then, you've said that it is taken to the administration council for approval. Since it is a guilty constitution, why do you think that management and the council, the top management should have the input?
Yes. First of all, the guild, however much it is belongs to the guild, but the guild council, in order of hierarchy, it is below the administration. Therefore, for that law to be confirmed, it is supposed to be also agreed upon by the administration, especially the principal. That is why it's first taken there. That is it.
Thank you so much. Madam Chair, as Speaker, you carry sovereign powers within the guild house, right? And what circumstances you make a ruling and that ruling is final?
As a speaker, we carry out rulings in the house, but we make rulings after we have agreed on something or how something should be or how an issue should be. That is when a bill speaker comes to make a ruling. Or a bill speaker can also make a ruling after several consultations and the house has agreed as he or she has presented to the house. I think the bill speaker is also allowed to rule on the subject.
Thank you. Mr. Ayewa, you're chairing a guild house. When does the guild speaker become relevant to the general students population? You'll be chairing the guild house. When do you become very, very relevant, or when you appear before the general students population?
Oh, yes. I have a several jokes about the duties of the guild speaker. The first duty is the chairperson of the guild of the council, the guild legislative council, and the general assembly. Therefore, at the time of the general assembly, most people, that is normally the time of reading, but sometimes you also always have an attendance. For example, when you are welcoming the new principal, all of those are chaired by the guild speaker, and that's the time that I, as the guild speaker, before the host will think.
Alright, and lastly from me, in case of any circumstance, maybe chaos or something in the guild house, how do you go about it? If there are two parties that fail to agree, how do you go about it?
Yes. Then ask the question, I'm sorry. Is the chaos violent or non-violent?
Violent or non-violent?
So for first of all, the house must have a chief whip to control any form of violence. And in case the violence goes beyond control, then the house is adjourned, give further notice, and members that have participated in that violence
are punished by the good speaker. Then, if it is done violence, it is supposed as the chairperson of that house, I am supposed to make sure that there is order. How? First of all, to calm down all the people that are, all the members, let's say, in that space. And two, and that kind of chaos will be caused by lack of listening ear. As a good speaker, I'm supposed to listen carefully to all sides and make sure they are identified. And in case that case, one side is making chaos over, no solid, difficult or solid grounds, as the good speaker, I have the right to them to say what is right and wrong, and I will take what is right.
Oh, right, thank you. And that's the case, Mr. Road. And what circumstances would you chase the GRC member outside the house?
Under so many circumstances of which behavior do we terminate or chase the jealousy out of the house? One of them is absentia in several meetings. I can say 2/3 of the meetings. If the GRC is not attending most of the meetings, we make that GRC compliance to be terminated. And I think also a GRC who comes and violates using abusive words without respect, or a GRC that is highly disrespectful can also be terminated.
All right, thank you so much. Let's please applaud our panelists for tonight. Now, we hand it over to the audience and the guest speaker will lead us through this session. And we shall only have about the question of more than 10 seconds, and also answering last not answer in more than 10 seconds. So that we save time and we catch up with things. We shall go at all the questions first, or we must receive about 10 questions or so. And then we can start going there.
Thank you so much, mates and invitations. My question tonight will go aspiring Mr. Prosper. The aspirant for the new presidency. Mr. Prosper, David, please.
Good evening, Mr. President.
Yes, I have forgotten my name. Mr. President. Kalebu, and I'm a political activist. So, Mr. Prosper, it was a good with you this evening. Based on this program, and you are telling us that students first always. And Mr. Prosper, I pose this question. In situations where student interests conflict with institutional sustainability or self-welfare,
Now, I request
I'm saying in situations where student interests are conflict with institutional sustainability or staff welfare, will students still come first? And can you try to elaborate that one example, sir?
thank you, Mr. Lawrence. I still say students will come first.
I want you to explain it, elaborate it with an example, and explain why.
Thank you. So, I'll give example of this. I'll give you an example of I briefed you about the status of the health institution. Once again, this is the health institution. Think about a health institution where a student gets an injury, I'm going to start. The student gets an injury, and these people are not capable. We understand it kind of demoralizes the confidence of our administration. But we need to still focus and be consistent with these services. Honorable Nuwaga Tyson, a few days back, you were involved in a motor accident, right? I want to please Mr. Speaker, sir, and request the Chief availing with the microphone, let him brief us the medical care he got from the college being a student of this college.
Please, we are time out. We are time out. Does he answer the question?
These speakers on the other
So,
that's on
anyway, for us to present to you this discussion, then it's all about us to pay according to their responses, and we get a clear or someone we are going to vote. Is it so like the one interactions? How do we get? Yes, so another question.
hold.
Shall we go that you simply say yes, and the question and number is going to, and the number shall suffice to know all the questions, and then they'll respond at once. Same time.
My name is Ahmed. This is 1.2. So my question goes to the assistant speaker, Madam Chair. So we have been facing a challenge of having transparency for the state government of paying. So far, year one is we didn't receive our veterans report, so we have not yet gone around to this period. Now, the question is, how will you make financial costs accessible and understandable all students? Then the second question is, what system will you introduce to prevent misuse and mismanagement of aid funds? Thank you. On the motion, what we have noted. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Again, license.
Can I get your attention, please? Thank you very much for the wonderful question that you asked my brother. Number one, I think that is Amon, this is 1.2. Yes, a given speaker is accountable for transparency and accountability. Why? When a build council meeting is set and a budget, and we come up with a budget, this budget is presented to the right people or the people that are supposed to sign against the signatories. These people are supposed to sign, and then whatever we need is given to us. So what I can assure you just right now is that when this office is given to me, accountability shall be paramount. We will ensure that forums, communication forums, digital communication forums, I think I talked about earlier, I talked about that earlier on in my manifesto, that we need digital communication forums where our students are able to get that information. We even talk about, we used to have suggestion box. Suggestion box is something very, very good. You know why? You do it separately. You put your any issue that you have, you present it in the suggestion box. And it is one thing that I want to put in order so that we bridge the gap that we have in communication between the students and the leadership of this institution. So my brother, Aman, let us take up. I request that tomorrow Thursday, we can choose the right leader. Yes. And then the second question, he was so quick about the questions. I had about 16 disputes, but I didn't read the question very well. I think you can give him 1 second to pardon me the second question. 1 second.
The question was, what systems will you introduce to prevent misuse and mismanagement of youth farmers?
I think I already talked about that. Making sure that the communication forms are very clear, so that we are able to bridge the gap that we have between the leadership and the students. I think that is one of the things. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The activists, the aspirants, and they gave well at large. My name is Matthew Francis, and my question goes to the president aspirants. This one was an incident that we had in this college. The panelists, I would like to tell this one that we had the best leader that who had student centered so far in Cohes for the first time. But when it ended, we lost that leader, and he was the best leader that at least Cohes had gotten. And he was going to speak up with it. People are first, those of the people that spoke about student centered, student first, pressurizing the admin to do what they want. But there were incidents where the president and the speaker failed to get hand in hand. Because I know the reasons why our speaker was lost, because many people, other leaders had much interests into the admin. No, at times when we come into colleges, we hate students who are much born the admin. It's the way they sweeten themselves at the admin and they fail to deliver. They want to the students. So, my concern is the permanent aspirants. I remember Oliver, and you know what happened. I just want to know what would be your solution for that incident actually. Because the incident of reaching your fellow student closing the course because of your own interests wasn't good. I just want to be at least a helmet. In case you are one during that time, what would be your solution against that? Thank you.
So I beg we respond at once. We noting the questions.
Thank you very much. I hope I'm good people. My name is Linda Pretty. This year is too. My question goes to both the guild president. So then this extra certificate that we put on the examination. But not all of us can afford having that extra income. Yes, it's only our school, Cohes, Fortportal Cohes, pay that extra 50K around like according other schools, they don't pay that extra 50K. It's only our school that pays that extra. So my question goes as we continue protesting and protesting for that 50K, how are you going to voice out to make sure that that 50K is removed, like totally removed, to make a fair balancing with other colleges? Thank you.
My name is Naomi Das. This name is Nico. My question goes to both of the speakers. One of your rules is to protect, prevent, and prevent school competition. The one to the Particularly in this semester, not the whole regime, we have had administration giving directives which are contrary to the constitution. An example is here. The time scope of campaigning has increased. Secondly, no cost for the government over the directives. So how will you make sure that you protect even those which are still there and remain with your council that is independent to make decisions without any institution of the administration? Because some of the previous meetings we could see administrators coming to dominate decision making. So during the regime, how will you handle that one?
Then we shall allow 2 questions.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. By names of Leonard Bangani, DPH 1.2. My question 1 was the speaker. All of them. How will you create discipline among you cast? Because you have told us that one of your roles is to protect the constitution. And you have been highlighted with the circumstances that have so far appeared. 1, are you allowed also to move a bail in the castle? 6 others have been happened. Then they have talked about the removal of governance. Were you in the castle which amended the constitution? And is the constitution now amended? How will you overturn that? Another question goes to the presidents, our presidents. We are talking about the congestion and limited admissions. I don't know how will you make it possible to limit the school in admitting students in turn to avoid the congestion which is in the school.
Before we go further, I would like to clarify something about the governance. It wasn't a directive that were removed by the administration, but it's the new structure of the TVET that eliminated them. We are now under TVET, and according to the structure they provided, they are not part of it, not the administration. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Ben Tabenfe, the student in ECM. So my question, there are 2 questions, one to the president and another to the speaker. So my first question to the president says, it's just very simple and precise, but a bit tricky. So why would students, or why would we students first deal with power? That is the question to all the presidents, then to the speakers. I want you to to tell us what makes you a better leader than your own. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your questions. I'll now invite the candidates to respond to their questions.
Excuse me.
Thank you very much.
I have an inquiry. This guy rose his hand first, and he isn't chose. Every time you bypass him, actually he rose last, but he chose him before you. Why?
And then we got your answer. Thank you very much. But people sit time.
Good evening. My question goes to Mr. Mabek. As the bill president, are you ready to stand in front of the legislators? So, I say no, the decision is made without the consultation from the students. And I wish, if possible, you give us like one situation where you would disagree with the argument of the students. My second question is, for you to the lyrics of your seeker, taking police to bring athletes, meaningful, stage where we learn to take the stage, and dividing the points upon condition but the condition to think about. Students in Pentagon have read facing conditions. So, as a president, you see the issue and you take it to the administrators, but they have said that they don't have space and or they don't have the money. Like what are you connecting the main and security? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now back to our contestants, we shall begin with the presidents and one vote is Mike Prosper. Please guys, let's go with this. We shall come back later to the last round. Save the question for now. You can note it down and say and forward it in front. Okay, let's continue. So on Prosper, you have only 2 minutes to answer all the questions that came from the audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bill. Mr. Kajura Francis, I request for your opinion. Yes, you made an inquiry about the three areas issue. Yes, I was here, the Nordic student is correct. I know what to do. But first of all, please, I want us to first sit back and reflect, those of us who are here. If you recall what went wrong those days, please, the ball was in our hands when we still had the game like now. And we misplayed the ball. So it all goes to the people you're sending to that council. Please analyze it. Don't make errors. Send people who are ready to serve. The issue of greed, the issue of achieving a lot of power, a lot of legacy. We are not here for legacy. I stand to serve. I promise if I'm sent with a team that is ready to serve, this should well be big subject we are all willing to serve. Please decide. There is data segregation. Please, your audience, Madam Linda. We have learned of I don't know if it's an amendment, if it is, I don't know what to call it. There is a mix of 50,000. Actually, some it is 50,000, others it is 5,000. But our class, these things that's from the floor, please. Our class presidents were asked to get feedback from the students. We students were tasked by our class presidents to consult with evidence from other institutions and provide. Some of us provided the evidence to these class presidents. All we told us was, well, please, what administration was saying. Okay? So I think you understand why they said that 50,000 for transaction, 50,000 for this. 10,000 per day for transaction. Please, we shall need students get involved in this. I'm talking about the way forward. We need to be involved in this. We shall not sit on our backs and then please, we have discovered that the student, but I'm not saying it's what they say, but I'm just giving you 20 seconds. Thank you, sir. So, Madam Linda, please, I want to rush to Mr. Bernard Wambale's question. Madam Bernard, sorry. Mr. Bernard, your question says, condition unlimited admission, but among the points I gave, I did not highlight that. It was given by some other candidate. I wish to give you the audience explain. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Summarize, you have 2 minutes. Summarize the answers to the questions from the audience. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you so much. My slogan states that we have to take proportional points to greater highlights. When I began with Mr. Francis, he talked about the Play saga where Play left the course. To me, it was so heartbreaking. Play was my friend. Play was my friend. So it was so heartbreaking that we released it like that. And this is how Play lost what? The course. So if it was to harmonize this, if we were made leaders, and if they were leaders really committed for service, they would at least call for reconciliations. Even the Bible itself, the Constitution itself, calls for reconciliation and harmonizing issues. So to me, really, it was so heartbreaking thing that happened. Solving grudges needs us encourage a minimum number of elders, including our own students. Because within our students, we have elders within us. So we bring about conciliation and then the thing is covered. So we have that excitement to the dearest interpreting about the examination fee. The previous semester, one part of this question is the third question of Mr. Cohes, where he asked go to parents stand and say no. If the administration says we want this, it is boldly that I can say no, because I've been saying no to the most of the things they have been bringing abroad. That semester, if you can ask in that business that we are wrong by him, which also was anomaly, they still raise the same issue of 255 for registration. It was there last semester, it was there, and this semester the same issue stood back. I thought that extra money and said no to the person until they released the huge purpose settlement that was indicating the exact amount 200, and that's when we got the clear answer that students are supposed to pay 200. So for this semester, I was actually expecting myself to be excluded from the leaders who were aspiring, because I stood face to face with the principal telling her to release the central for UH indicating 255 for our institutions. This time I guess the issue was not. So in finalizing this, about conditions, here every student pays tuition, at least the highest number entering the gate is specified per se. Hope I'm clear on that. That's the role that the school sat, the hard said. You can hear. And now the new leaders stand at the gate with the stamps, no here, no exit, which is meaning that every 90% of the students pay the fee and tuition at the start of the concern. It's not guessing. One was in. Okay, so meaning students start the semester when there is enough funds in the account. When do you think that they are paying? So at least I just emergency constructions and not this, because we know
exact construction that may need be used. Fine. But the market structures produce that condition. Have you ever entered that block and received it?
Thank you, Mr. Magazine.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, personally, to Madam Charity. Madam Charity, you have 10 minutes to answer the questions if you want.
Thank you very much. And also thank you very much to the people who have asked several questions. The first question was, as a closed speaker, how are you going to protect the Constitution? I know it is one of our roles, as the Constitution says, it is one of our roles to protect the Constitution. One of it is that we must accept and believe that our Guild Council is still disorganized. And so, we still have a little disorganization within the Guild Council. And it is me, Cheryl Charity, I have come out to go and put things in order, to go and organize the leaders, so that we become an organized Guild Council. An organized Guild Council will be able to present wise ideas. So I think it starts with organization. Then it also calls us to call out for several meetings with our administrators. If this chance is given to me as a good speaker come tomorrow, I will ensure that I call out for several meetings, because personally I don't believe in giving up. So I will fight hard to call for meetings, to struggle hard and ensure that we have meetings with our administrators and talk about some of the things such as the administration coming to just putting policies without even our involvement as a council. It is really unfair. So I personally pledge that I will call out for several meetings to amend that. And then the last one, how to protect the Constitution, is that we will go extra mile and find out why they also do that. Sometimes they have now told us that it is the TVET that brought the idea. But why did they bring the idea to the students first? Why did they consult the students first? Perhaps these governors were helping us, but they were not helping us. I think they should have gotten the information from us first. So, personally, I will fight hard and go extra mile and find out why things are done without consultation. One of the members also asked a question: how shall we be able to create this in council? What I must tell you that the Article 4 in our Guild Constitution, section A, subsection B, in part 10, talks about membership. And in our Guild Council, we're supposed to have the judiciary. And this judiciary, we have the disciplinary. And this disciplinary, we have the constitutional minister included. We have the deputy speaker, we have the vice president among the disciplinary committee. So creating discipline, I think we shall ensure that we also stick onto the constitution. We shall also ensure neutrality. As a guild speaker, I shouldn't have sides. Why should I have sides in the house? What am I portraying? And then as a guild speaker, I should be very, very neutral. And then the last question is, what makes me a better leader than my opponent? Thank you. It's quite, yeah. But what I will tell you is, I think I presented this during in my manifesto, that personally I am calm and organized lady who is faithful, a good listener who is ready to respect everyone's time. I am neutral, fair, and that is the heart of a true guild speaker. If you're looking for a true guild speaker, a guild speaker should be neutral. And the last one is only one.
Finalize.
Okay, the last one is I have experienced working in different positions within our college here, and I know most of you have testified or have seen me work within the institution. And the last is I prefer dialogues over division, and I also prefer discussions over noise. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, every person. Okay? Thank you very much. You have 3 minutes to answer the questions.
Thank you so much. So straight away to the first question. We are talking about directives from the administration contrary to the constitution. But before I go to that, I want to make clear clarification about the post of governorship. When that post was removed, as a concerned student, I approached one of the governors and asked them why the post was removed. And they told me under the new Tibet Act, the whole governing council was first removed. However, recently, the speaker can tell me recently, a few members of the governing council have been given appointment letters back to work. So when that happened, I asked that government that who is going to represent the students in the governing council, because that means decision will be made without consent of the students. And in my mind, I was suggesting that at least, even without allowances, let the speaker and the new president go and attend those meetings to defend our issues as students. 2, in my manifesto, I talked about an umbrella body for all Universicans. Such a body would have, because this direction came from the ministry, it came from the ministry of education and sports. It means a greater voice had to be applied to oppose such a directive. Therefore, that umbrella body, imagine being leaders of Fortportal, who, Bane, whatsoever, all of them in one voice saying, no, students have to be represented in decision making. You get that? Then next, the independence. Now, first of all, as I was presenting, I said that they gave the constitution, when amendments are made and presented to the administration, really, the administration is supposed to be aware of the constitution. And as the speaker, I'm supposed to defend the constitution and make sure that whatever decision is made is in line with the constitution. So, in cases where directives are contrary to the constitution, it means the constitution has not been well defended. And that is the role of me as a speaker. Then, how to make this in the council in my manifesto, I talked about, even before we enter power, we did a leadership training session for us and students and the new speaker, the president. That is going to train us on how to handle such issues like rounders. You get? Handle issues like how we organize ourselves. You get? So I really see that for me to work well with my council, we all need to have gone through a leadership training so that we come in power, ready to serve, to deliver good service. Because I do not compare myself to anyone, but I'll say what makes you a good leader. First of all, my past leadership experience, I believe that there is a very good experience in leadership. Though we're not here, as people said, but for my people who have been with me before, they know that. 2, the skills I've acquired, I've attended so many leadership sessions, including even the bootcamp I went through where I won dollars. We learned a lot of things from there. Really, I don't work alone. I'm not an island. As I say, I carry this vision with you. Therefore, before I take some decisions, I consult the students, I consult my friends, I consult the president, I consult the GRC. That makes me a good leader. Thank you.
Thank you so much, our beloved panelists and contestants. It's been a good show and a good presentation for us all. You have something to say? I'll take that for the interest of time and to our audience. Thank you so much for coming through, for giving the audience, for asking the questions, and for choosing to understand. That is it you did. Thank you so much. And we shall use 1 minute for the lines asked for the mandate to be elected, and we shall call it a night. You have one question, one burning question. If it's being on, I beg that you shout out. Yes, please.
I'm sorry to jump question. Right now, I'm the current serving general secretary. Also, my speaker. First of all, I'm going to talk about the police side. I don't expect anyone to talk about the side. Because no one knows about it. Let's leave it aside. Secondly, I'm going to talk about tribalism. Most of us here, most of the guys here are Westerners. I don't know.
No.
Look around. Most of them are Westerners. Among Islam, and you know, on the guys from one of them are Texas, and one of my speakers. And that's the reality.
Why?
I said, most of you here are I'm on the shoulder. I'm still talking. I said tribalism. Don't talk about tribalism.
Mr. T.S., kindly the question.
Huh?
Mr. T.S., kindly the question.
How do you answer the question? Second, I need to know about the retail issues. Right now, me, I have this feminism. I put this you. I have to come back with this soon. I'm confused about that. Retail issues, most of you there. I'm confused. No. I'm asking a question.
He said this, we're not doing anything. You can ask the question.
I talked about tribalism, most of you are Westerners. How will you answer that?
Yes, we noted that tribalism and then how the land reflects. Then the other question
Was the first question. Yes. I'm sure from there as a question.
But therefore, you not ask me the kind of difference maintain you got your AGS can maintain that.
It's a By the way, Mr. President, the president is there. I have one question on this. How will you handle the voting of ministers? The voting of ministers.
You have noted that. Mr. President, I think they have some quickly and then you very remarks. Police have maintained the decorum, they maintained the shrimp that you might complain. Thank you, the President. Police will maintain the decorum again. Thank you. Hello. Hello. Thank you. The President, one is we shall respond to the questions in that 1 minute as we wrap up and then we call it a night.
Yes, thank you so much. Mr.
Within a minute, please.
Fine, sir.
Okay.
Mr. Kadaki Jr., let me begin with the last question.
that you just post how to handle the voting of ministers. Being a minister, it has to be an appointment from the president or the current president or the president who takes a leave. It has to be the appointee. It's just a merit that everyone can give. Amongst the differences that you have been voted for, we choose a few stakeholders in regarding to the classes, gender, and everything is within the choosing of ministers. Then another question was about the tribalism. It's a weird act. I don't tolerate it. It's not something that we should really even talk about, because within the guidelines, even within my manifesto, it is prohibited. And then the final question was about the retail policy, which at one time existed, and that if you are a finalist and you have a retail, you can't proceed with the final semester. And that's what in the previous meeting we had with the administration, the AR cleared it that it will apply to the current class. So meaning you are going to proceed very well as usual to the next final semester. For the rest of the classes, they told us that they are going to communicate because the body clarifies it better. So they are also waiting from the body. Thank you so much.
Thank you once again. Mr. Tata Stephen addressed my questions. The questions, the first one, sorry, it's not the first one. One of them is voting of the minister under the leadership as the president. I just request you, please, come tomorrow, make that decision you're sure of. So I don't care how many votes, let him or her pick among the 23 if he is testing and really willing to serve. This person for service. One of the biggest requirements, have you been elected? That is the biggest. Your ministers are the people who you trust with service. Then the big issue, good chance, it has been posed for a while, but again, it doesn't favor all of us because we have people, the new things and other things are coming. But we still stand by our word, which we say students must be involved in amendment. We need feedback. Students will not keep sitting. But we saw, when that rule was first amended, we saw a team from Cohes and Cohes. Those were the teams that were writing letters to feedback. What was Fortportal? We sat on our back, we became gods. Sorry to say, I don't know what was wrong. But we couldn't raise our voices. All the letters, even the leadership actually, the biggest posts on the national leaders for this main constitution. I really doubt if we have any of the big posts. Yes, I'm the president of this. Then the last point was tribalism. Surely it is tribalism. If I can say Pei Pocho, if I can say Maranse, if I can say Mwasivamta, if I can say Mwasivapuru, if I can say Kochi, if I can say Mwewaleyo, if I can say Mwelembe, if I can say Migoni. So seniors, let's leave each of us with a thing to think about tonight, tomorrow, and the days of our stay. Darkness does not need to be fought, it just needs light to appear.
Alright, over to the speaker. Over to those in the new speakership race. We're just finalizing with the final one. And then call it the night.
Okay, so I will not answer anything. No question has been answered. So I will just do one statement. Say, change will not come if we wait for someone or some other time. This is the time we have to decide. I bring to you servant leadership, organized leadership. I bring to you the best that I can provide. And tomorrow, as Cohes, let us decide. Do not be taken up by any form of bias or excitement or anything. Make the best decision for us and for our future. I am a Matthew Cohen, aspiring youth speaker for God and my function.
We give over to Madam Charlie Joro.
I want to begin by thanking the organizers of this meeting for this debate and my fellow students. Once again, I'm giving you all. Welcome back to the short break for the short debate that we've had. It was indeed an interactive session. My advice or my humble plea this evening is that let us go tomorrow. Let us go and choose leaders who are coming to live with maturity, order, and discipline. Not leaders who are coming to disorganize or bring any form of unnecessary political council. So I request us that tomorrow, let us vote for charity as you do. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I begin with appreciating each and every one for coming to this debate. And my kind request to colleagues is one. Tomorrow we go to boat stage. For most of you and all of you, we start a together. And I believe in God that you can never lose it at the last day moment. Come tomorrow, we continue. Thank you so much for remaining. Thank you.
So we are very happy now you are senior panelists, the gentleman, the media person. Thank you very much. And you fellow students, we understand we actually someone even if is there to come and listen to these words, please, I don't take it for granted. And especially this support, this we are bothering you, we are meeting you with the time. You know, we can hear the meeting. And that means that it's working on. Please, we love you so much. Thank you very much. What is the greatest praise you can do? The greatest praise I am requesting for is that people must prosper. And I will in turn give feedback for the best service for each of us. Take one service for each of us. If you trust me with this board, in the first 2 months, come for accountability, come for feedback. Thank you very much. The people who organized us. Thank you. I can't thank you enough. And thank you for being here.
Thank you, panelists, thank you, thank you to the speakers, thank you everybody, thanks for coming, and thank you for being part of this very momentous occasion. We're really glad and privileged to be part of this, and we hope for the best. And to you, the panelists, may the best kind of day. Speaker, make the conclusive remarks, and we'll call it a night.
Okay, well, thank you very much to the panelists for this session. For it has been so interesting and we have all enjoyed it. Then to our candidates, thank you very much for having given us the best you can. So for us, what we do is thank you, the audience. You give them your best, then the ball is in their hands. So about it's how you convince them and they give you what you want. So we have done our part, and hope you have also done your part, right? Then to our audience, thank you very much for having come to witness this program. Hope the candidates have given you what they can, and tomorrow, come the voting day, we shall all, the ball is in your hands, right? No one is forced, no one should be intimidated. Go, it is a separate ballot. Vote someone who is in your heart, right? Yeah, so lastly, let us all thank our dear panelists for having taken us through this program. Let us give them a thorough and yeah, so we have come to the end of this session, and I want to request all of us, please, let us all go and vote for, isn't it? It is just a second, or actually a minute, isn't it? Wake up from your room, go to the wooden room, cast your vote, go back and wait for the results. Actually, you can even look around to protect your vote. Let us all go. Okay, thank you very much. Let us have a very clear from Trust. Give us a composite player, then we call it a player. Good night.
Yes, good evening, everyone.